All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Crossover, a segment dedicated to comic books for people who don't know shit about comic books, like myself included. In a world where every movie is a superhero movie now, there's just so many characters, always trying to do new characters, and not everybody knows about a lot of these comic book characters. So that was the whole point of this segment, because we got our two in-house comic book aficionados. We got Jose Ramos.
That's me.
And Michael Minnie Candelet.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys, because I love talking about comic books, and I never really get to podcast about it too much, and I figured out the best way to do it is to ask questions what I don't know. And every episode, you guys are going to teach me something new. And you know what? I love the comic book world. I love comics, but there's some weird fucking goofy shit in there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of weird stuff, and I figure with this episode we're gonna be talking about the really weird stuff in comic books, in comic book history, and then we're gonna play a little game where Jose is gonna see if we can guess which comic book character is real or fake. He's made a list, and that's gonna be really fun. And then we're gonna go ahead and talk about the hope of the future for some of the weirdness of comic books. I'm really excited for today's episode. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's go save the day. All right, and we're back. Guys, comic books are weird. I love them. There's a lot of weird, goofy shit going on in there, so I want to kind of hand off the reins over to you, because that's what puts me off of understanding a lot of comic books. Even in Superman comic books, I'll start to read something like, what the fuck is happening here? And so I'm just going to hand it over to you guys and start going over the history of some of the weird stuff of comics.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, there's even some of our favorite characters and people's favorite characters that if you really look at it in the real world standard, it's like, that's kind of weird. Why do they do that?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Batman. One of my favorite character and a lot of people's favorite character. It's a guy in a giant bat suit. That's not really normal. It's weird.
It's not his birth blanket like Superman that his parents said that he just like, I'm gonna be a bat. I'm gonna be a bat and scare people.
It's like let me not just go get like a tactical suit. Let me get a bat suit.
And not only that, the like first bat suits in the comic books, they're not as cool as Batman suits now. You know what I mean?
They offer no protection. You have like Superman.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool origin, but why does he wear his underwear over his... What is the logistics of wearing his underwear over, like, his suit?
Going with Superman, you got Toyman, a entire villain who literally just uses toys to commit crimes.
You have Aquaman. He talked to fish. He was created to talk to fish. That's why he became a run-on joke. Like, he talked to fish.
I would be Breakfast Man. All I would do is just eat bacon and eggs and fart, and that's how I take down the bad guys.
That character already exists.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But you have other, like on the Marvel side, the Thing is a giant rock.
Yeah.
Like that. Or you have a talking raccoon that builds weapons.
That's actually my favorite out of all of them. I love Rocket.
And these characters that I mentioned right now, these are favorites. People like these characters, but it's just like they are weird. I mean, from the X-Men, Jubilee was a popular character amongst people. All she did was sparkle her fingers. Like, that was
Wait,
it.
just sparkle her fingers?
That was it. Like, you know, little sparklers you get
Yeah.
for, like, celebrations? That's what her fingers did. It was just like, cool, light show. But she was a very popular character.
She was a human flashbang.
Yeah.
A human what?
Flashbang.
Yeah. But that's what she was. I mean, heavily popular from the movie Groot. Isn't that weird that he only says, I am Groot, yet everyone understands him?
Yeah, no. Oh, man, I love it. I mean, I love the weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, weird is fun sometimes when you understand why it's weird. But there are some things in there that I don't even understand. Like, there's that one, I think it's a Superman villain, and I can't even pronounce his name because it's all like MXYL, Mixelplixik or whatever.
Mr. Mizzle. Mizopicant.
See, you can't. You're a comic book expert. You can't even pronounce it.
Nobody can. Even the guy who created him can't.
It's so
pronounce
funny
his
because
name.
I was working because we work with kids, and I would bring comic books, and I was sitting down with one, and he's like, "Let's read them," and we're reading it, and he goes, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, what?" And he looks just as weird as his name sounds.
Yeah.
You know?
The weird thing is, like, his name is so complicated, and a way to stop him is to get him to say his own name. If you trick him into that, that's able to stop him.
Oh,
And was it
jeez.
every time he says his name, he disappears for like 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 months before he can come back to this dimension.
Yeah. It's a banishment.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
But it was like these favorites, as weird as they are, it gets even weirder in these comics. And you have these unknown characters or these characters that were used like once or maybe for a series. And they were like, okay, this is too weird. And they were never used again. Which is why I created this little game, which I think will be interesting, having the comic aficionado, Minnie, and Kevin, the non-comic book reader, trying to see if you guys can decipher between the weird real characters, and the ones I just made up.
Are we gonna do this now? The game right now?
I think we should get into it.
Yeah, okay. If you're down, I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So basically, the way this is going to go is I'm going to give you a character name and an ability, and then you tell me. And we're going to take turns. You tell me if it's real or is fake. And
Okay.
then I will let you know.
All right.
All right. Who wants to start first?
I'll go first.
All right.
All right, Minnie. Birdmaster. Can control and see through the eyes of birds within 15 meters.
I'm going to say that's made up.
You are correct. I made that up.
Oh, damn.
All right, Kevin. Ice cream. Ability to turn himself into any flavored liquid ice cream.
Any flavor liquid ice cream?
Yes.
I'm going to say true.
That is correct. That is a real character.
I said that because you said liquid. I'm like, if he was trying to make it up, he wouldn't throw liquid in there. That sounds like suspiciously made up.
Now, this character was used for one issue. And this character tried to take out the X-Men and use this liquid ice cream form to break into the mansion. And try to sabotage their VR, their virtual reality room. But what is that called again?
It's a situation room, isn't it?
Danger room.
Danger room.
Yeah, try to sabotage that and set like the danger to high so it can kill them. But then they lowered the temperature to make them solid, and that's how they stopped them.
So wait. When he melts, he just melts back into his human form?
Yeah, he can turn into ice cream and go back to your form, but the temperature gets too low, he's done.
It's so funny.
And it's the most delicious.
What'd you do if you're in the fucking X-Men mansion and all of a sudden you just see a fucking puddle of ice cream fucking crawling around the floor? That's so fucking weird. What flavor ice cream did it be?
Any flavor. That's
No,
what
but
I don't
what did
get.
he
Also,
use to infiltrate the X-Men?
that
That sounds like a Rocky Road flavor.
that's the part that I didn't get. It's like, why any flavor? Like, what does the flavor have to do with it? But anyway, he was never used again.
He's distracting them with mint chocolate chip.
But I have a feeling this won't be the last we'll hear of him. He's got to come up again.
And everybody loves ice cream.
All right, Minnie. Codpiece has a giant dick cannon he engineered himself that has multiple tools such as claws, drills, rocket launcher, and a boxing glove.
Did you say a dick cannon?
Dick cannon.
A dick cannon. So it's a cannon on his dick.
Yes.
That sounds too ridiculous to be fake. I'm going to say real.
That is real, ladies and
Damn.
gentlemen.
Wait, in the comic book, somebody said, "Beware my dick cannon."
So basically, the backstory of this character is he got turned down by a woman because he's short in stature, and he got turned down by a woman because he was too small. He took that as, oh, she thinks my dick is too small. So then he proceeded to create himself a dick cannon and became a villain.
Was it shaped like a dick?
Yes, it's a giant cannon that came out of his crotch area that he would sometimes hold with both hands. And
I feel like this is a fucking porn parody.
This sounds like Tom Savini's character in From Dusk Till Dawn. Remember Sex Machine?
Yes!
And the fucking gun popped out of his crotch. That was so funny.
it is to like the extreme. Like, and he had all these tools he attached to it, like claws and drills, and he had a boxing glove, so he could attach a boxing glove to it and
Use
shoot
the
it.
green arrow of dicks.
All right, Kevin, are you ready?
I'm fucking ready. Let's
right.
do it.
Blue Snowman. A woman impersonating a man who's dressed as a snowman and has an ice gun.
And has a nice gun.
Ice gun.
An ice gun? Explain it again.
A woman impersonating a man dressed as a snowman and has a ice gun.
I'm going to say fake.
That is real.
Damn it.
Yeah. It's
Is real?
It is real. It's a DC character, and she would do things like freeze farms and then demand money from the farm people so she can unfreeze their farm.
I thought I was gonna go it was real if you said and made a nice gun. And I'm like, that's such a weird description. But an ice gun, that's funny.
Yeah, so
She tries to be a man?
yeah, she's impersonating a man dressed as a snowman.
The drag king.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, she went against Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman stopped her exploiting farms.
Exploiting.
All
So
right.
what is it? It's 2-1?
It is 2-1 now to
Okay.
Minnie.
All right.
All right,
So-
Minnie. Silverfish. Guy in a fish suit who keeps trying to get into Atlantis.
Real.
No, that is fake. I made
Damn it.
that.
Oh, I just want to scream out fake. I can't believe you fell for that. That was so made up. I was listening
I had
to the
codpiece.
description.
That sounds way more realistic.
Yeah, but
than fucking
silverfish,
codpiece.
somebody trying to swim into Atlantis, that's such a basic that was a Jose made up one, man. Although I like the name Silverfish.
All right, Kevin.
All right, let's
Your
go.
turn.
All right, let's go.
Cyboom.
What is it? Side boob?
Cyboom.
I thought you said side boob. I'm like, side boob is real.
Cyboom. Able to emit sonic waves from his single eye.
Real.
That is fake. I made that up.
Damn it!
I'm still winning.
I only have one.
Yes. But you're only down by one.
Yeah.
All right, Minnie.
How many more of these do you have? Do you have a lot more?
I have 16 for each of you.
Oh, damn. All right.
16.
Let's
All right,
do
each
it.
of you. All right, Minnie. Arm fall off boy. wait.
No, you don't
say-
even have to. That's a
Nope.
real character. I already know.
It is a real
That is a
character.
real character.
Damn it.
Can detach his limbs, which he uses to beat his enemies with. He had this ability since birth, and it scared his parents when he came out of the womb and his arm fell off.
He just started beating his mom with his arm.
That sounds like a character that should be played by, like, Michael Cena.
To everyone's
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. That'd be a Michael Cera
Michael
superhero
Cera.
movie. Arm off boy.
And to everyone's surprise, he was rejected from the Legion of Superheroes. Because they gave him a ring, and the ring flew off with his arm. All right, Kevin.
All right.
Genie. A woman who generates seismic waves that get stronger the drunker she gets.
How do you spell her name?
Gin, Gin, and then Genie. Genie.
Explain the powers again.
A woman who generates seismic waves that get stronger the drunker she gets.
True.
That is a real character.
You're going like full like spelling bees. Like, can you use it in a sentence?
I am because I want to see how if it's made up. I want to see how intricate it gets. Because if it's like pretty basic bitch, I'm gonna say it's fake.
All right, so this was character was created 2001 for X-Force. She would sometimes get so drunk that she would accidentally aim her powers at her teammates.
Deadpool would definitely put
Dude,
her
that
on
would be a
X-Force.
good fucking movie, man.
Deadpool would definitely put her on X-Force.
Yeah,
You're
Gin
in.
Genie.
You're in.
Yeah, exactly. And then they all just get wasted with Arm Off Boy. You imagine Arm Off Boy and Jin Genie getting wasted. She freaks out because his arm falls off. I feel bad for that if that kid ever gets laid and then his dick falls off.
Well, he can go see Codpiece and get an attachment. All right, Minnie. Almighty Dollar can shoot torrents of pennies from his wrists.
Fake.
That is real.
Yes! God damn it. We're tied now, right?
No, Minnie's up 3-2.
Okay.
Real name. So Almighty Dollar is the villain name. Real name, Pennington Pennypacker. He was an accountant who was given powers by a crazed scientist at a self-esteem camp.
That sounds like
At a
nick-
self-esteem camp.
That sounds like a nickname you get in prison.
Is this DC or Marvel?
That one, I don't remember. I think it might be DC.
All right. DC's got some weird fucking characters.
All right, Kevin, are
Yes.
you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
Scorpion Heart.
Scorpion.
Dressed in a giant mechanical scorpion suit that shoots stingers that drastically increases hormones.
Fake.
That is fake.
Ah, Minnie.
All right, Minnie. Captain Flu projects flu-like symptoms to disorient enemies.
Villain or hero?
The villain.
True. Real character.
That is fake. I make that shit up.
Yes. Now we're
it's
tied.
It's
Now
tied.
we're tied.
All right, Kevin.
All right, let's do it.
The Red Bee.
The red bee?
Yep.
Okay.
Has a trained bee named Michael he sends to attack others.
Fake.
That is real.
Damn it.
This guy was created in 1940, so it's
Oh,
like
really?
an early character. It was a district attorney that was tired of crime and the crime not being stopped. So he found himself a trained bee named Michael, which he keeps in his belt buckle and releases to attack people. Besides that, he has no powers, no abilities.
He just trained a bee?
He's just a human with a trained bee.
I could do that.
How many of these characters are from Dick Tracy?
Some of them can fit in there. All right. Now, Minnie.
All right.
Buffer can slow electronic, mainly computer processes to a crawl within a mile radius.
I feel that that's a cyborg villain. I'm going to go real.
I also made that one up.
Yes.
That would totally be a cyborg villain, though.
Tied again. And Minnie.
All right, Kevin. Asbestos lady. Battled in a protective suit made of asbestos.
Asbestos lady?
Yeah.
Real.
Yes, that is
Yes! Asbestos lady? She just battles in a suit of asbestos and gives everybody lung cancer over the span of 10 years.
real. Well, this was a villain of the Human Torch.
Oh,
So,
God.
Protected her against the torch. This is before we knew the ramifications of asbestos. Let's just say her suit ultimately killed her as she died of cancer.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
All right, Minnie. Matter Eater Lad can eat and digest any substance without complications.
Real.
That is real.
I was going to say real. That does not sound like a name that Jose would make up.
Yeah.
Matter Eater Man.
This character was part of the Legion of Superheroes. So basically, this character's from another planet, and all food became inedible in the planet. So the society
evolve.
they evolved to be able to eat anything to survive.
Oh, jeez.
So he just eats stuff. That's it. All right,
Fucking weirdo.
Kevin,
Yeah, let's do it.
the Perspirator can control his sweat glands, allowing him to make himself impossible to grab during fights.
I can't say fake.
That is a fake. That is
Perspiration Man.
Imagine that.
I'm so slippery.
You'll never catch me. All right, Minnie. Bouncing Boy.
True.
Yes, that is true.
That's Legion of Superheroes,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Can inflate into a giant ball and bounce off of things. Like Minnie said, part of the Legion of Superheroes, after he was rejected twice from it, got his power from accidentally drinking experimental super plastic fluid while at a sporting event. So watch what they put in your beer next time you go to a game.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fucking weirdos. All right, continue.
All right, Kevin.
Yep.
Smitten Mitten. Makes people fall in love with skin-to-skin contact. The more people under her influence, the stronger she gets.
True.
That is fake.
Oh,
I
damn
made
it.
that up.
Smitten Mitten.
Smitten Mitten.
All right, Minnie.
What's up?
Barrier. Can turn himself into a wall with increased resilience.
Man, Trump would love that guy. Fake.
That is fake. I made that up.
Oh, damn.
All right. Kevin.
Yes.
Heavy flow. Can fire willingly and forcefully massive amounts of menstrual blood.
That is fake.
That is a real character.
God
is a
damn
real
it.
character.
Jesus Christ.
That is only from Image Comics. Only lasted 5 issues before she was beaten to death.
Let me just
She lasted longer than ice cream.
let me just say though, in real life she's real. But in the comics I thought she was
All right, Minnie.
What's up?
Hemo-Goblin. A vampire that infects his victims with HIV.
Fake?
That is real.
Oh yeah.
This was a vampire that was is the DC character. It was created by white supremacists to attack their enemies.
What?
And it died of AIDS.
So weird.
You look
What?
confused. Yes, a white supremacist group created this vampire. In the characters were white supremacists.
Oh, I thought you meant like
No.
white supremacists were allowed to create a comic.
No. In the comic, white supremacists created this character as a weapon to attack non-whites and give them HIV.
All right,
Oh,
let's just
fuck.
keep that's some fucked up stuff. All right, let's go.
God damn.
All right, Kevin.
Yes.
Snowflame. A man who gains more strength and becomes covered in white flames by ingesting cocaine.
Oh man, fake.
That is real.
Damn it!
Character only made one appearance. But what happened is one appearance ended up getting defeated the heroes, then got defeated at the end. But there was a fan who loved this character so much, continued this character online for a while. So this character did live on online.
That's so funny.
I did check, the site is no longer up, so now the character is fully dead.
He just ran out of cocaine. That's what
I
it was.
know.
All right,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
but just imagine that. That's like Scarface. All right, Minnie. The 10-eyed man sees through his fingers instead of his eyes.
That's a real character.
That is a real character. It's a DC character.
DC's got some weird fucking characters.
Yeah, went blind and got his retinas burnt off due to a warehouse incident where Batman got there too late. So then the scientist connected all his optic nerves to his fingers, and he's out for vengeance on Batman because he blames Batman.
So stupid.
He can't see a damn thing when he goes to punch somebody.
Oh man, he must be really good at the game.
It's when I saw a picture of him squaring up to fight, and he's just pointing his fingers at Batman all the time.
I see you.
All right, Kevin.
All right.
Dagnageist.
What is it?
Dagnageist.
Dagna, guys?
Dagnageist.
How do you spell it?
DACHN Ageist.
Okay.
Dagnegeist. A Nazi spirit that poses as a genie and cons people into killing others in return for wishes.
Real.
That is fake. I
Damn
made
it!
that up.
Oh, man!
It's the Nazi thing that got you, right?
No, it's just the way they're so intricately spelled. I'm like, there's no way he fucking did this.
All right, Minnie. Smell. Can secrete nauseous odors from her body at will.
Real.
That is real. Part of a Marvel group called the Senses.
The senses.
Are any of the other senses on this list?
No, that is the only sense on this list. All right. Kevin.
Yes.
Sweet Tooth could turn candy into explosives.
The real.
Fake.
Damn it.
Minnie.
Yeah.
Mary Sue, obsessed with 70s sitcoms, is able to mentally entrap people in these fictional worlds where they play out her stories.
Real.
Fake. I made that shit up.
That sounded so made up. I can't believe you said real.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I got to make it a competition.
Color Kid.
If he's black, this game is over.
Yeah, no.
Can change the color of items and project light.
True.
That is a real character.
Yes.
He tried out and was also rejected from the Legion of Superheroes. And then he got put in the Legion of Substitute Heroes with the other rejects. So if they need a sub, they pull out of this group. And he's part of that group. Minnie, Professor Cow. A cow given genius level intellect after alien experimentations had scientists create a suit for him.
Real.
That is fake.
Oh, that was so fake. Come on,
That sounds like it could have been a Shazam villain.
Yeah. I love that add-on the scientist gave him a suit.
I thought about it. I'm like, oh shit.
Wait, like it
he doesn't
wasn't
have
even
thumbs.
It wasn't even a super suit. It was just a suit.
Again. NFL Super Pro. Invulnerability, super strength, and speed gained after chemicals mixed with the burning fumes of football memorabilia.
Fake.
That is a real character.
God damn it.
This is a Marvel character, and the writer eventually admitted that he only created this character to get free NFL tickets.
That's funny.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
We got one more. For
I'm gonna make
each
the DeLorean Avenger so I can get a free DeLorean.
All right, man. Dormant. Can make others within close proximity tired to the point of sleep, but he's not immune to his own power.
Real.
That is fake.
Oh.
That last part was what got me. I was like, fake. Wait, that sounds like a really weird weakness that could be real.
Kevin.
Yes.
Triceratop. A lab experiment mutated him into part human, part Triceratops.
True.
That is fake.
Damn it. Were you doing that because I was playing the Jurassic World
Yep,
game?
I had to give you a dinosaur one. That is the end of it.
All right. Why don't you tally it up?
The final score is Minnie 8, Kevin 6. So it was pretty close.
Pretty close. There's a couple of I felt like I answered it wrong as I said it, but I'll give the win to Minnie. You can have it, Minnie. I know you need.
Yeah.
I
need
success.
the confidence.
The confidence. I'm just
But
kidding.
this shows the fact Minnie, the comic book aficionado, only got 50% of his correct. And you got probably around 40% correct.
That sounds like all my academics.
But what this shows is that there are some weird characters that sometimes it's hard to tell between like the most ridiculous things you could think of and actual characters that were written.
My favorite was the arm fall off kid and Genie. Those characters, they definitely got to use those. So we did this, right? We did this game. We talked about these characters. Why don't we get into a little bit about which ones you guys actually think could be successfully made into movies or TV shows?
Well, what we had is because there are some characters that would have made this list, But these characters came upon, well, a writer took them in, a writer or a creator of something, and actually made them a little more respectable. So we have 4 characters that had ridiculous start, and while still not great, were made more respectable. So, Minnie, I don't know if you want to start it off.
Sure. One of them is we'll go Aqualad.
Aqualad.
There are in the history 2 kids who took the title of Aqualad. The first one is Garth. Yeah.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
So his origin is he was created in the 1960s, and he was the son of a king and queen. The king was killed by a radical group of extremists, and his mother was banished.
Okay.
He was born. He ended up going back to his hometown, but he was banished because he had purple eyes.
I'd kick that kid out too. Fucking purple-eyed, purple-eyed weirdo.
Yeah, so he had purple eyes, so he was considered genetically inferior. Mm-hmm. So they banished him.
Okay.
And he befriended Aquaman. They started teaming up and everything like that. The redeeming aspect of Aqualad is they changed the character completely. It was a completely new person who took on the mantle of Aqualad. This was in 2010 during the Blackest Night storyline by Jeff Johns. And what he can do is he has a power set similar to Mera, where he can turn water into physical constructs.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
as long as there's water around, he always has a weapon. Not just like kind of maneuver it around like Mera does. Like he will literally turn them into like swords, sickles, and battle with people. This character is more famous in the Young Justice universe, and he's actually the leader of that superhero team now.
Oh, wow.
And his name is Kaldur. He's also the son of Black Manta.
Okay. I was about to say, is he Irish?
What color are his eyes? Are they
they're
still
drawn as
purple?
brown. I think Kaldur has brown eyes. Yeah.
It's so funny they went with Lad, but there's been like no Irish backstory on it. So it's just like, would they still call it Aqualad or would they call it Aqua Kid?
He's Aqualad.
It was like you had the Matter Eater lad.
Yeah.
That was another lad.
Yeah, so when Kaldur came in, they still had Garth around, the first Aqualad, and they turned him into like he's now called Tempest.
The Tempest, William Shakespeare.
So the original Aqualad is now Tempest, and then Kaldur, Black Manta's son, is Aqualad.
And you say that there would be a good future for that, like would you make that a movie or TV show?
Well, right now they have the 3rd season of Young Justice going on the DC Universe app, and he has been one of the mainstays for the 3 seasons. Like he is the leader of it. He's the one that they kind of always go to, the tactician. Mm-hmm. Basically what Batman would be for the Justice League, Aqualad is for Young Justice.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah.
The character I'm going to get into actually shares a connection show-wise with this character. So we have the character Sportsmaster.
Sportsmaster.
Yep. So the origin of this character, it was an athlete that was banned from all sports because he went too far to win. He cheated. He injured other players. So he got banned from all sports. So, of course, you get banned from all sports, you have to turn to a life of crime.
Was this Tanya Harding?
Yeah. So he decided that he was going to do crime using sports-themed weapons.
Oh, so Casey Jones.
Yes, pretty much. His costume was just a solid black veil across his face and then different sports uniforms. So he'll be committing crimes in golf clothes and baseball uniforms. And at one point, he was flying he rode a flying putting green.
That's fucking funny.
In there. He had no real powers. He was just heavily athletic. Now, in the show Young Justice, the creators of that actually changed them up to try to make them more respectable, and they were successful. One of the things they did is they changed his costume to make it more practical. So he had more of a tactical suit, and his veil was replaced by a modified like metal hockey mask. So everything seemed like it was useful and protective. In general, his elbow pads turned into armor plating, and he had a utility belt.
This is Uber Jason from Jason X.
Yeah, and the mask actually kind of looks like that. So that's how his look was changed. They also made him more formidable and intimidating. So his background, he wasn't a banished athlete. He's actually someone who grew up and was trained by the League of Shadows, and he's one of the better assassins.
Oh, nice.
That's in there. So then that changed that. He was a freelance assassin. And in the show, they have him be pretty much the enforcer for this organization called the Light. So he went from just a guy, flying around in the putting green to an assassin and an enforcer who's highly trained. So that's how he was made.
All right, cool. All right, Minnie, what you got?
And then another one is he's a Batman villain, Kite Man.
Kite Man.
Kite Man. So Kite Man was started in the 60s, and he was obsessed with kites, specifically around Ben Franklin.
No shit.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, obsessed with kites. So he tried to recreate Benjamin Franklin's experiment with the key and the lightning and like that. Failed miserably. Would commit crimes, flying in on a giant kite, just straight up like a kite, like what Batman is with the Batarang and the Batmobile and the Batwing. Like it was the kite rings and just ridiculous shit.
There's a kite, everything.
Pretty much.
Got
Yeah.
my kite boots. got my kite car.
Yeah. So that was really it. He would fly in on a kite, get it, and then Batman would take him out with the bat kite. It was fucking weird. But more recently, Tom King brought him back for one of his story arcs called The War of Jokes and Riddles.
Okay.
And whereas he's still ridiculous, like he flies in on a kite and loves things like that, they changed the background of it. First off, the guy's real name is Charlie Brown. But so Tom King redid his origin story, and he was a father. He was divorced, an alcoholic, and he went to school to study aerodynamics.
That's what happens when your dad's an alcoholic. I'm going to go study aerodynamics, Dad.
I'll
Fuck
teach
you.
him.
Yeah, so he studied aerodynamics, and he kind of accidentally got involved in the War of Jokes and Riddles in the beginning. Ends up kind of becoming a double agent. He's working with Batman while he's infiltrating both the Joker's group and the Riddler's group. Riddler finds out about this. Riddler gets pissed off and ends up kidnapping his son.
Kite Boy?
No, this is all before he became
yeah.
Kite Man.
Yeah.
So he kidnapped his son. So the issue has a lot of flashbacks of him kind of flying kites with his kid, and one of the things that his kids keeps on saying is when they're flying is hell yeah, don't say hell. Your mom, your grandmother say that if you keep on using it, that's where you're gonna end up, type deal. So Riddler kidnaps his kid, poisons him, kills him. Charlie Brown gets really distraught over it, creates a suit, goes to the Joker's house, and it was basically sign me up. It's who the fuck are you? It's I'm Kite Man.
The Joker has a house. I'm
Yeah.
more intrigued about the Joker's house.
Yeah, but it was so he goes up to the Joker and was sign me up. Who the hell are you? And he's I'm Kite Man. Kite Man? Hell yeah. So that's his catchphrase. It's Kite Man, hell yeah.
Okay, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so they changed it to a more darker, more realistic, there was rather than just being obsessed with kites and committing all these kite-themed crimes, he had a connection with his kid. They were shown flying kites. He had the aerodynamic background. It all made sense. And then when his son was taken away, he gravitated to what brought him and his kid closer, which was a kite.
It's fucking so goofy.
It's so weird,
Yeah.
but they made the origin story better than just being obsessed with kites and
Yeah.
committing kite-centric crimes.
You know what? You know what, Minnie? I think we found your Halloween costume. I think you're gonna be Kite Man for Halloween.
I could do it.
Well, I mean, I can appreciate them going into a background, making the background better of these weird characters, but it still doesn't make that. I mean, you can't polish a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Not saying that he is a piece of shit, but I mean, Kite Man. How do you let's make his catchphrase? Hell yeah!
Yeah.
That's just funny.
But it's one of those, yeah, didn't make still not a great character, but a more respectable one, where you're able to understand at least the motives, and they got a little bit into the psychological aspects of it on that. One of the other characters that I have, so this character, if they were to create the original character these days, there would be an uproar. His character hit every stereotype that you can like hit. And it's a character called Vibe. Now, Vibe is a Puerto Rican character in there. So the origins, it was a gang member in Detroit who spoke Spanglish and had a thick accent, and they actually wrote him with an accent in the comic book. So instead of like you, it would be YU, like you, like in the comic. Originally, this person was created with they already had the meta-human gene, and his powers were he can create vibrations that can disorient people and just knock them off their feet. That was it. So he would stop like gang battles where he just like jump in the middle and he would just knock them down.
And then he'd start another gang battle by using his slang and mispronouncing things.
And to top it off, he was a breakdancer. And his costume, he had things like a bright like crop top. He had the greaser hair, and he had these like Brett the Hitman hard like shades.
Oh my God.
That he would like wear. Sometimes he had like parachute pantsuits. So as bad as it can get with this character. So they updated, the character came back during the New 52, and they updated his costume. So gone was the crop top. His glasses, he had more like goggles to that. So they made that a little more respectable, but they changed his background. So he no longer spoke in Spanglish or with a thick accent in there. He wasn't a gang member. This was during the Dark Side invasion. He was caught in the middle of a boom tube. And as he was being pulled into the boom tube, his brother pulled him out. But it was that exposure to the boom tube that actually changed his DNA, which gave him his abilities. And to top it off, they increased his power set. So besides just doing little vibrations disoriented, now his vibrations are strong enough they can take down a building. He can also travel in between dimensions.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so he can go like from Earth 1 to Earth 2 to Earth 3. On top of that, and also if he touches something, he can basically he gets images of what happened with that object.
Okay.
So he can find criminals in a
Oh,
way.
that's cool. That's useful shit.
Yeah, so he started working for Argus, where he was helping them find and round up fugitives across dimensions. So they did that for the New 52, and they put him in the Flash show, and in the Flash show they gave him the modern power set, and in there they made him a scientist. So he's like intelligent scientist, student, build stuff. So came a long way from Detroit gang member who speaks with an accent and break dances.
God damn, man.
It was like because that character was brought back with a writer at one point who was Puerto Rican, and it was the original character, and it showed how much respect he had for this character. The only appearance he had in this entire comic was when you see his face under a rubble of all the dead heroes.
Oh, damn.
That's how much respect this writer had for this Puerto Rican character.
Damn. There's no character too small.
Yeah, but it shows like these four characters. They might not be your favorite heroes now, but it shows that these characters, their origins, they would have made that game because they're so ridiculous.
Of course, yeah.
But someone came along and at least made them more respectable.
Yeah, that's cool. Always time to revamp some characters. It's nice to get some fresh takes on old characters.
They need to re-up and refresh Condiment King.
Condiment King. Ketchup Man.
Yeah.
The Mustard Avenger. All right, there any other characters that you guys want to talk about?
Those are the four they want to cover. I mean, there's more, but I think those four give a good example.
Well, I got to say, guys, this has been an educational experience. And I like just talking about the weird things in comic books because they can get weird. And especially when they were a lot of these characters were developed in days when they were trying to basically find a gimmick for everything and make a hero out of it, you know? I'm sure that they invented Vegetable Man to try to get kids to eat more vegetables, you know?
There was a weed man, Floronic Man.
Oh, hell yeah, that's my kind of superhero.
It kind of reminds me of like the old WWE, like
okay.
WWF. But it was all the gimmick characters. So you had to have. They still do it to this extent,
Gobbledygooker.
but you had to have the American and the Russian guy, and then you had the dead guy, like the Undertaker.
So crazy. But yeah, this was fun. I love sitting down and talking comic books with you guys and learning new stuff and trying to figure out which comic books to get into because there's just so many of them out there. I'm sure we're going to do another episode of this pretty soon. And if you guys listening, if there were any obscure characters that you think that we left out or you guys would like us to talk about, why don't you reach out to us at Too High McFly Productions on Twitter and on Instagram. And also don't forget to travel over to our YouTube channel and you can see our short films, our movie reviews, and other content. Until next time, I'm Kevin Lyons.
I'm Jose Ramos.
And I'm Mike Candelet.
Go read some comic books, you assholes.